Welcome to Psychominds. Here psychology is made simple, clear, and based on science. Consciousness can be understood as the organized field of mental experiences that allows individuals to perceive, interpret, and reflect upon reality. It is not merely the state of being awake, but the dynamic integration of sensations, thoughts, emotions, memories, and intentions into a coherent stream of awareness. Through consciousness, human beings construct meaning, recognize themselves as agents, and differentiate internal experiences from the external environment. In academic psychology, consciousness is examined from multiple perspectives, including cognitive science, neuroscience, and philosophy of mind. Researchers explore questions such as how subjective awareness emerges from neural activity, how conscious and unconscious processes interact, and how attention influences what becomes part of conscious experience. The distinction between levels of consciousness, such as wakefulness, focused awareness, and altered states, also plays a central role in both clinical and experimental settings. Neuroscientific research highlights the importance of large-scale brain networks, particularly the interaction between cortical regions and subcortical systems, in sustaining conscious awareness. Disruptions in these networks can lead to altered states such as dissociation, delirium, or impaired awareness. Understanding consciousness is fundamental in university psychology programs because it provides the structural basis for analyzing cognition, emotion, identity, and behavior. Attention is the psychological mechanism that regulates the selection and prioritization of information. Because the human brain has limited processing capacity, attention functions as a filtering system that determines which stimuli receive cognitive resources and enter conscious awareness. Without attention, perception would be chaotic and learning inefficient. University-level psychology identifies several types of attention, including selective attention, sustained attention, divided attention, and alternating attention. Selective attention allows individuals to focus on relevant stimuli while ignoring distractions. Sustained attention supports prolonged engagement with tasks, which is essential for academic study and professional performance. Divided attention involves managing multiple tasks simultaneously, while alternating attention enables flexible shifting between different activities. Contemporary research integrates behavioral experiments and neuroimaging findings to explain attentional control. The prefrontal cortex plays a significant role in executive regulation, while parietal networks contribute to spatial orientation and stimulus selection. Impairments in attentional systems are observed in various psychological conditions, including attention deficit disorders, anxiety, and depressive states. Understanding attention is essential in higher education because it directly influences learning, decision-making, and self-regulation. It also connects to broader discussions about cognitive overload in digital environments and the impact of multitasking on academic performance. Memory is the cognitive system responsible for encoding, storing, and retrieving information across time. It provides psychological continuity and enables individuals to maintain a coherent sense of identity. Without memory, learning would be impossible and personal history would lose meaning. In academic psychology, memory is categorized into sensory memory, short-term memory, working memory, and long-term memory. Working memory plays a central role in reasoning and problem-solving by temporarily holding and manipulating information. Long-term memory is divided into declarative memory, which includes episodic and semantic components, and non-declarative memory, which involves procedural skills and conditioned responses. Neuroscientific research emphasizes the role of neural plasticity in memory formation. The hippocampus is particularly important for consolidating new declarative memories, while cortical areas store long-term representations. Memory retrieval is not a passive replay of stored information but an active reconstruction influenced by context, emotion, and expectation. In university education, understanding memory processes supports effective study strategies and critical thinking development. It also contributes to the analysis of cognitive disorders such as amnesia and neurodegenerative diseases. Memory, therefore, represents both a biological mechanism and a foundational component of human identity. Intelligence refers to the capacity to reason abstractly, solve problems, adapt to new situations, and learn from experience. Modern psychological research recognizes intelligence as a multidimensional construct rather than a single fixed trait. While early theories emphasized a general intelligence factor, contemporary approaches incorporate broader cognitive, creative, and practical dimensions. University curricula explore major theoretical frameworks, including psychometric models, multiple intelligences theory, and triarchic theory. These models attempt to explain how different cognitive abilities interact and how environmental and cultural factors shape intellectual development. Intelligence is influenced by both genetic predispositions and socioeducational contexts. Beyond standardized testing, academic psychology emphasizes adaptive functioning, critical reasoning, and creative problem-solving as central aspects of intelligence. Neurocognitive studies associate intelligence with efficient neural connectivity and executive control processes, particularly within frontal brain regions. Understanding intelligence has implications for educational policy, cognitive assessment, and individual development. It also raises ethical considerations regarding equity, opportunity, and cultural bias in measurement practices. In higher education, intelligence is viewed as dynamic and developable rather than fixed. Identity represents the structured and evolving sense of self that integrates memories, beliefs, values, goals, and social roles. It is constructed through the continuous interaction between personal experiences and sociocultural contexts. Rather than being static, identity is dynamic and subject to transformation across the lifespan. Developmental psychology highlights adolescence and early adulthood as critical periods for identity formation. During these stages, individuals explore roles, commitments, and value systems. Social psychology further emphasizes the role of group membership, cultural narratives, and interpersonal relationships in shaping self-concept. Identity is closely connected to memory and consciousness, as autobiographical memory provides continuity and coherence to the sense of self. Emotional regulation and social feedback also influence identity stability. In some psychological conditions, identity fragmentation or confusion may occur, affecting overall well-being. Within university psychology programs, identity is studied through developmental, narrative, and sociocultural frameworks. It is central to understanding motivation, resilience, interpersonal behavior, and mental health. Ultimately, identity integrates cognitive and emotional processes into a meaningful sense of personal existence. Here on PsychoMinds, we explain psychology with clarity and scientific responsibility. Subscribe and be part of a community focused on learning and understanding the mind.